Good evening and welcome to the 2021 Night of Hope celebration. While we were all tuning in separately, we still are together in spirit. This night is about increasing awareness of kidney health and the prevention and treatment of kidney disease by gathering as a community to raise important funds in our fight. If you want to share the evening's festivities, please share on Facebook at NKFCT. Throughout the evening, we will be sending out event updates via text message. You should have already received a few to kick off our night. If you did not receive a text so far, you can opt into the event updates by texting NKF Hope 2021 to 76278 and go through the prompts. Tonight, we are united in our appreciation for all that has been accomplished in the past year for the kidney community, and in our hope that a solution to this terrible health crisis is closer than ever. That is what this night means to NKF, hope. Because hope, paired with advocacy and action, is the only thing that keeps all of us moving forward, despite the headwinds, despite the setbacks, and despite the challenges. And it is what will continue to drive progress in the battle against kidney disease. That and your support, of course. I would like to personally thank some of the people who have helped me make this evening possible. Dan Madison, who is our gala chairman, Susan Morello, Heather Quinn, Evelyn Bashkin, Sharon Klein, and of course, our wonderful team at NKF. Thank you all for what you've helped me do. NKF is also grateful for the continued support of our sponsors, without whom we wouldn't even be here. So I wanted special thanks to Hartford Healthcare, Yale New Haven Health, St. Francis Hospital, DaVita, Sanofi, Horizon Therapeutics, and Greater Hartford Nephrology. Thank you all for your generosity. At this point in the evening, I want to remind you that we only have a few hours left for our silent auction. So get your bids in. You can see the auction items scrolling down the screen. The auction, as I say, will be open for another few hours. There's some great items, trips and Mohegan Sun, just a lot of really nice things. So take a look and get your bids in. I would now like to have you listen to a quick message from Debbie Allen in honor of National Kidney Month.
Good teams get things done. When I'm in a TV series like Fame or Grey's Anatomy or choreographing the Oscars or something, I'm part of a team. I'm Debbie Allen, and I'm proud to join you, the NKF team, in fighting kidney disease and improving people's lives. 33% of all adults in the United States are at risk for kidney disease, and this affects me personally. My father, grandfather, aunts, and uncles have all suffered from complications of type 2 diabetes, a leading risk for kidney disease. And despite the many years of dancing and being careful about my diet, I was recently diagnosed with pre-diabetes. It's more important than ever to know if you are at risk for or have kidney disease, because it puts you at increased risk for life-threatening complications from COVID-19, especially if you're Black or Hispanic. Kidney disease affects us all, which means we're all part of the NKF team. After playing a doctor on TV, it's a thrill to make a real-life difference in the lives of kidney patients and those at risk, particularly those with type 2 diabetes who are at higher risk for kidney disease. NKF and their supporters are a winning team doing great work, and I'm proud to join you. Thank you all for what you do. Your work is really making a difference.
Thank you, Debbie, for joining our team in the fight against kidney disease. And now I would like to introduce Dan Madison, who will be presenting Cheryl Ficara with the 2021 Outstanding Achievement Award.
Good evening. I am honored today to be able to speak about our Outstanding Achievement Award recipient, Cheryl Ficara, RN Senior Vice President of Operations in the Hartford region. I've had the privilege of knowing Cheryl for many years, since she arrived at Hartford Hospital in 1990, and have witnessed her transformation from nurse manager to her current position. All along the way, Cheryl has been an incredible mentor who always puts patient care first, while partnering with her staff to make sure they had a voice in the process and that she heard them. She treats everyone regardless of their position with respect, and is an active partner and advocate to achieve the highest level of patient care. I can't say enough good things about Cheryl, the leader, or Cheryl, my partner, or Cheryl, my friend. Cheryl, thank you for all you have done for our organization. All you have taught me about respecting what others bring to the table, listening, actually hearing what others contributing every step of the journey, and how important nonprofits like National Kidney Foundation are to the success of our patients. Cheryl's contributions and achievements are too numerous to mention, and she's too humble to be comfortable with me listing them here. But I can tell you that everything Cheryl has touched has the same indelible fingerprint, and that is a commitment to putting patient care and experience first. Cheryl's vision and partnership extend to our partners like NKF, who work with us educating our patients on kidney disease and transplant. By partnering with NKF, we are able to reach many individuals and caregivers to deliver a message of hope to patients with kidney disease. Cheryl's belief in community and mentoring leaders to volunteer and get involved in the community is just one of the reasons that she is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement Award this year. I am so proud of what she has accomplished in many years that she has dedicated to demonstrate time and time again. How a leader leads, but just as important, on how critical it is to collaborate to make sure everyone wins. Congratulations, Cheryl, on behalf of the NKF on this incredible award and your contributions to healthcare.
Thank you, Dan. I am honored and humbled by your kind words. We have enjoyed a long and remarkable relationship built on trust and respect, and I've truly valued that more than words can express. Throughout my 30-plus years of service at Hartford Hospital and Hartford Healthcare, I've witnessed the incredibly complex and humanistic focus on the patients and families who come to us not only for healthcare, but also for guidance, support, and navigation through their life's journey. Through the years, I have received many beautiful letters from patients and their loved ones who compare our work and the work of our teams to a symphony orchestra, one in which there are several colleagues who each pour their expertise and passion and dedication into their craft, and in this case, their craft is healthcare. They come together in harmony, providing healing to those in need. I found this analogy quite remarkable, and I see our team's work in much the same way. When applied to transplant, and more specifically the work of the National Kidney Foundation, they are dedicated to preventing kidney disease, improving the health and well-being of individuals and families affected by kidney disease, and who support increasing the availability of kidneys for transplantation. It's so easy to support an organization that aligns so closely with our mission to improve the quality of life for patients and families. Together, we can make a difference in our community, giving patients the best chance at a full life. The care of this disease truly takes a well-tuned, well-practiced orchestra to support the holistic needs of the patients. I have had the honor to witness the interprofessional nature of our transplant team firsthand in my many roles within the organization. The knowledge of many experts that are synthesized into one cohesive care plan, with the patient always at the center. The team members, of which Dan is one, are highly passionate professionals whose dedication to serving our community is paramount. From providers to nurses to care coordinators to social workers and spiritual and pastoral professionals, they come together each and every day to provide the best. While my career may have evolved to being more of a conductor of the orchestra, some of the most rewarding moments to me have been to be a part of an exceptional group of healthcare providers that truly work in concert to achieve incredible outcomes. My life's professional passion has been and will continue to be to serve as an advocate for our caregivers, our patients, and their families. So thank you, Dan, and to all the excellent professionals that I have had the privilege of supporting and partnering with through the years. Special thanks to Marcia Hilditch and the members of the National Kidney Foundation Board for their nomination. It is with so much gratitude that I thank you for this honor and for this very meaningful award. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan and Cheryl, for your continued support of the National Kidney Foundation. I am proud to introduce Dr. Keith Churchwell, who will be presenting the second award of the evening to Francine LoRusso.
Over the past 6 years, I've had the great pleasure and honor of working closely with Francine LoRusso here at Yale New Haven Health in her many roles as Executive Director, Vice President, and now as Senior Vice President for this institution. In her capacity as a leader for the kidney transplant program for YNHH, her knowledge of the pathways of care for our kidney patients has always been impressive. But her willingness to support and plan for innovations like our Living Donor Program for kidney transplantation has kept us abreast of the newest in opportunity and care for our transplant patients and donors. What has always impressed me the most is how much she cares about everyone, our patients, staff, and clinicians. She is always willing to truly go the extra mile in ensuring that the opportunity for the best outcomes for everyone is ever present and is the true goal that we are working to achieve. I cannot think of a better individual for this award. At this time, I would like to present Francine LoRusso with the Outstanding Achievement Award. Congratulations, Francine.
Thank you, Dr. Churchwell. I humbly accept this award on behalf of Yale New Haven Hospital Transplantation Center. It is truly the expertise and talents of our nurse coordinators, our transplant physicians, our multidisciplinary team members, and our clinical leaders who have created this comprehensive transplantation service line that focuses on the needs of our most vulnerable patients throughout the state. Their unique strength is inherent in their unparalleled dedication and commitment to our transplant patients and families. It is great to be able to come together this evening to recognize the positive impact of our National Kidney Foundation, especially in the midst of this unprecedented health crisis facing Connecticut, the nation, and the world. I am very proud of the way Yale New Haven Health and our Yale New Haven Transplant Center has role modeled true leadership during this surreal crisis. Even within the confines of this pandemic, we were able to successfully transplant 200 organs in 2020. 126 were kidney recipients. I offer my sincere appreciation and gratitude to all who have engaged in this challenge. Every day I'm impressed by the dedication, the teamwork, the clinical expertise, and the innovation of our healthcare workers and colleagues across the health system. Yale New Haven Health is an HRO organization, and we always try to use a safety story to share our commitment to high reliability, safety, and transparency. I'd like to share one that speaks to the positive impact of our Center for Living Organ Donation and the power of patient advocacy. Mr. DP has been a patient with our transplant center for 8 months, during which time he was worked up and listed for a kidney transplant. He is a teacher and counselor at Wilton High School. He did not initially share his kidney condition with his colleagues, although he eventually made a decision to share his transplant evaluation and listing. His disease was progressing rapidly, and he would have eventually needed dialysis if he didn't find a donor. It became clear that more aggressive intervention would be necessary if he was to get a life-saving kidney transplant. He was encouraged to seek living donation. Given he had no family or close friends that were matches, he sought the support of his community. His students became his advocate, and he found himself with this new role reversal. They recognized the urgency of his need for a compatible donor. They then came together to create a heartfelt video describing the special person that Mr. P is and how positively he impacted them. Their pleas spoke to why giving him an organ would allow him to continue to impact future generations of students. This video generated several interested donors who went through rapid evaluation for suitability for living donation. The good news is that Mr. P met his living donor last week through a Zoom meeting facilitated by his students. Fortunately, he is scheduled for his kidney transplant in April. Of course, these are the outcomes we'd like for all of our transplant patients. We recognize that it's partnerships with the National Kidney Foundation that contribute to these successes. Their support services and research for the prevention, treatment, and cure of kidney disease is essential to our communities and our patients. Thank you again for the Outstanding Achievement Award and for the recognition of our Yale New Haven Health Transplantation Center. We look forward to our ongoing partnership.
Thank you, Dr. Churchwell and Francine, for all your continued support over the years. And now we will do our final award of the evening. The Arthur P. Pascarella Leadership in Action Award recognizes the outstanding accomplishments of a National Kidney Foundation volunteer who has demonstrated significant dedication and commitment to the overall mission through fundraising, program development, and/or advocacy. The award was established in 2017 to honor Mr. Pascarella. His relentless commitment to all of the patients affected by kidney disease and his passion to improve their lives continues to motivate volunteers and staff alike nationwide. We are very, very pleased this evening to present the 2021 Arthur P. Pascarella Leadership in Action Award to Dr. Sankar Niranjan. Dr. Niranjan is affiliated with St. Francis Hospital and with Greater Hartford Nephrology. Dr. Niranjan encompasses all of the criteria for this award. He has worked diligently on programs. He used to do all of our exit interviews on our keeps. He has just been such a part of the National Kidney Foundation, and I worked with him for over 15 years now. He's the chairman of our medical advisory board and has been for a number of years. So it is my honor and pleasure to present him with this award. Dr. Niranjan.
Good evening, and thank you, Marcia, for the beautiful Arthur Pasquarella Leadership in Action Award. I am, first of all, honored and humbled that I was chosen to be a recipient of this prestigious award. So I'm very happy to have volunteered as a foot soldier in the fight against kidney disease, and I can't believe it's been for over 15 years now. Thanks to the National Kidney Foundation at the national level for being an advocate for kidney patients and kidney disease in general. And of course, to Marcia here in Connecticut, who's been my motivation to be a volunteer with the NKF. So thank you again. I told Marcia earlier that I couldn't have asked for a better gift for my 50th birthday, which was just last week. So thank you again. When I look back as a nephrologist who's been in practice for almost 20 years, it is amazing to me that the word kidney or chronic kidney disease is largely unknown in terms of what the kidneys do or what chronic kidney disease does to most members of the public, both here and elsewhere in the world. When I was training as a medical student and as a resident, there was not so much chronic kidney disease that was even there, and people were not even aware of it. But it is a worldwide epidemic, and it's been increasing by the millions over the last couple of decades. So it is all the more important for organizations like the NKF to raise awareness of kidney disease and to be an advocate for our patients to get the best care that they can. So I'm very happy that I'm part of this movement overall. To me, it's been very personal. My mother-in-law died of complications of ESRD after being on hemodialysis for 2 years back in 2010. My cousin, my paternal cousin, who was 51, died of transplant complications, leaving behind 2 adopted children and her husband, 3 years ago. So he was gone way too early. And my uncle in Georgia is currently on hemodialysis after having been through all 3 modalities. He's 71 and he's a trooper, and he's doing great on hemodialysis. So to me, it not only is part of my day-to-day routine seeing patients with kidney disease, but having family members and close friends affected has had a huge impact on me. When I said it's a worldwide epidemic, thankfully it's not a pandemic yet. We have other pandemics to deal with right now, but it sure is an epidemic with increasing diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and increasing longevity. More and more people are diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, which is an issue. How are we going to take care of all these people? How are we going to prevent the kidney disease from getting worse? How many patients can we actually offer dialysis or transplant to? What are the economics of it? So all these things come into mind. When you look at all of this, the best way to take care of kidney disease is to prevent it in the first place. And that is where the screening programs that the NKF piloted and are still doing, things like the Kidney Early Evaluation Program, KEEP, come into play. Honestly, I was so inspired by what the KEEP program did and how useful it was for people who had no insurance in this country, people who were illegal immigrants, people who had no access to healthcare. It was really a boon. And I think the NKF really stepped up and helped a lot of people along the way. I also have to say that the KEEP program and the NKF were some of my key motivators for taking this across the ocean. So I grew up in India, and when I went back on vacation about 10 years ago, I visited a private hospital where I was shown the dialysis unit. It was shocking to me that young men in their 40s, most of them otherwise healthy, all had fistulas and were taking dialysis treatments on a regular basis. It was eye-opener, to say the least. So we thought about this and how best we could help these people. So in 2018 and 2019, I had gone back to India 2 separate occasions to do kidney disease screening camps for rural and tribal poor in some of the remotest parts of India. Thanks to assistance from a few other nonprofit organizations, we were able to conduct it successfully, and I screened about 300 patients. I told Marcia, she would die to get that number here in Connecticut, but there were almost 300 people there who got screened, getting their blood pressure checked. We did everything along the lines of what we did for the key programs. We checked the urine for albumin and blood. They had a complete urinalysis. They had a blood work done. There was an auto analyzer on site. Everybody's creatinine, BUN, hemoglobin, things were available. We checked their blood pressure, checked them for diabetes. So all these things could be done for a fraction of the price very efficiently once we had a plan in place. So, I should really dedicate this award to all these patients and families with kidney disease who are in this fight, and just to tell them that they're not alone there. So thank you once again. And at this juncture, I just want to give a shout out to my family and my wife in particular, who has been a big supporter of my efforts to volunteer with the NKF and also to do the kidney camps in India. My colleagues at work, of course, have been very supportive. If not for them, I couldn't have done it. So thank you to all of them and to my friends here at the NKF. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Niranjan. That was a fantastic story. I've known that you were doing that for a while, and it's just so touching. Thank you so much for all you do. And I look forward to another 15 years with you.
Thank you. I'm hoping so. Yeah.
In 2019, there were over 4,000 patients on dialysis and 1,000 patients on the waiting list. There were 243 patients transplanted. Those numbers are really depressing. But in 2020, the NKF was able to do some very impactful programs, even though we had the COVID pandemic. The words Zoom and virtual were unknown to most of us at that point, but we managed to go forward with our programs and make them virtual. I've learned a lot in the last year that I never, ever thought I would be learning. With the help of Hartford Transplant, we were able to do a transplant seminar. Now, we had been doing those live for a number of years, but we did it virtually, and we had over 50 people sign up for it. Normally, when it's live, we would get maybe 30 people signed up. And all of those 50 people signed on the night of the program. So I think that's something we may keep virtual, because I think it makes it a lot easier for the patients. So that was one of our programs. We also did our walks virtually. And thank you again for your support. In the money that we raised for that, we came close to our goal. We had a virtual roundtable, renal roundtable for our professionals, which again was very successful. So, but none of this could happen without your support. Now time to introduce our mission speaker. This is always one of my favorite parts of the evening because they are always such compelling stories, and they make me realize yet again how important the work we do at the National Kidney Foundation is. I would like to introduce you to our mission speaker this evening, Armand Halter. Armand is a perfect example of the many aspects of our kidney community. Without Armand, our advocacy committee would not be what it is today. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Armand to tell his story. Armand?
Thanks, Marcia. I appreciate those kind words. My kidney story began when I was 40 years old. I was donating blood, as I was in the habit of doing, at Electric Boat in Groton, Connecticut. I donated every 3 months. This time, though, they determined that I had an issue, and they called my wife and announced that I had end-stage renal disease and that I needed to see an internist and to get assistance with my kidney failure. Needless to say, it came as quite a shock. We had 2 young boys at the time, ages 8 and 11. And, you know, anything that begins with end stage is just not a good diagnosis. We tried for the next 6 months to control the advancement of kidney disease through diet alone. That didn't work. At the end of 6 months, I found myself on peritoneal dialysis. I'm forever grateful for what peritoneal dialysis offered to me. It offered me the opportunity to continue to work full time, which was very important, both for my mental health and for obviously our financial situation. It was 3.5 years later that I was finally able to get my transplant. My donor was 3 years of age, and due to the small size of the kidneys, I was given both kidneys. And they functioned right from the start. And 25 years later, I'm doing well, thank you very much. I found myself before my congressmen and senators lobbying for legislation to the benefit of kidney patients throughout the country. Then as now, a big ask was the Living Donor Protection Act. It had been languishing for many years, I think 12 is the actual number, at the national level. This is really disheartening. The Living Donor Protection Act protects people who are considering becoming a living donor from experiencing discrimination from insurance companies when they seek life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance. And it scares many potential donors away. But the bill never got passed. When I returned to Connecticut, I said, we can do better than this. We need one within the state. Other states had done it, and I decided that we should be able to do it within Connecticut. I reached out to the local National Kidney Foundation office, Marcia Hilditch, who was instrumental in establishing meetings with our legislators in Hartford. I reached back to the National Kidney Foundation itself, who identified advocates within the state. And they also identified Matt Hallisey, who was a lobbyist within Connecticut, familiar with the processes of getting laws enacted within our state. Both of them proved invaluable to us. I reached out to the other advocates, and lo and behold, I found that 2 other advocates had already come to the same decision that I had, that we needed an LDPA within our state. Robin Gilmartin and Diane Mack had already contacted their state rep and state senator and had started the process, and we had the support of both of those individuals, which was very heartening. Later that fall, we began preparations for the 2019 session. We had a paperwork put together for a bill. In early 2020, we went and testified before the insurance committee within the state, and we had the unanimous approval of the insurance committee. But we ran into COVID, and the bill never made it out of the committee to go to the House, the Senate, and then on to the governor. Fast forward to 2021, we reintroduced the bill, and we have no opposition. We have complete support from the insurance committee. By the end of March, it should come out of committee and head towards the House and Senate. I expect that it will pass, and hopefully our governor will sign it before May. At that point, we will join with 14 other states that already have a Living Donor Protection Act. This effort has been so rewarding to me, both at the national and at the local levels. I can't begin to tell you how much it really has heartened me and encouraged me to do more. More in education for kidney patients, for medical professionals, and to lobby for more increased research funding for the National Institutes of Health, CDC, to support kidney patients. I urge all of you to consider becoming living donors yourself, certainly to agree to becoming an organ donor on your driver's license, and to consider joining with Marcia and me in our advocacy within the state and on the national level. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you, Armand, for sharing your story. Now that you have seen our honorees receive their awards and you have heard our mission moment, it is time for you to get out your credit cards and make a donation to the National Kidney Foundation in Connecticut so that we can continue our programs and services for our kidney patients. Dan Madison is going to help you with this process. So go ahead, Dan.
Thank you for tuning in. And my name is Dan Madison. I'm from Hartford Hospital and the director of transplant here. And I'm also a board member of NKF. So really appreciate you tuning in and spending a few minutes with me. I have the fun of actually being able to ask you to get out your wallets and actually help us support an organization that's been there for us since 1964. So I'm just going to give you a little quick tour. The early years, back in November 15th, 1950, Ada DeBald and their husband Harry called the first meeting of the Committee for Nephrosis Research in a desperate attempt to save their child. Several months earlier, the couple's son was stricken with nephrosis, a little-known condition that had no real treatment. DeBald was determined to take positive action as she confronted the challenge of parenting a child with an incurable disease, and due to her fortitude, the National Nephrosis Foundation, NNF, was born. The NNF was the inaugural lay group that ultimately became the National Kidney Foundation in 1964. Today, the goal of the National Kidney Foundation is to reach those at risk before kidney disease occurs and impact those in the early stages so the progression to later stage disease is no longer inevitable. I'm going to help you spend your money on a great cause. The importance of raising money for our programs to fulfill the mission, to help patients and fight for legislation that helps us get our patients cared for. So let's get started. Let's start our donations at $2,500. Do we have anyone who's willing to donate $2,500? If you do, down at the bottom, you'll see there's a link to actually through the website to be able to do that. So if we have any $2,500, please feel free to donate now. Thank you. Oh, it looks like Ned Brooks has donated $2,500. Awesome. Awesome. Anybody else? We're going to go through these kind of quick because I know that your time is limited. We appreciate you tuning in. So at any time during our, I think till 9:30 tonight, you're able to donate. So we'll go through these quick. But again, we're going to wrap up the $2,500. If you were able to donate, that's great. How about $1,000? Who can donate $1,000 for us? All the great things that NKF does. Show your appreciation. We really need this money. Dr. Niranjan, thank you. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you. I see there's a few people that are putting that in. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Let's move to 500. Do we have any $500 donors? Again, going for a great cause. You know, these organizations, they're totally funded by donations. If that's how we get things done. Cheryl Ficara, thank you. $500. That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. How about $250? Oh, excellent. I see my wife, Brenda Madison, Dan Madison, $250. Thank you. Thank you. Any other $250s? How about $100 donors? Any $100 donors? Yeah, I know sometimes it's a little tough to reach down to that pocket, but again, it's for a great organization. And I think so many of you on the line know how much NKF really does for our patients and education. It's just fantastic. And all the legislation they sponsor, it's been great. All right, we're going to wrap up our $100 donors. How about $50? How about $50? It's going for a great cause. Again, if you can do it, you're thinking, I really want to help, but you didn't want to spend a lot of money, $50, pretty manageable for most of us. Please think about it. $50. All right, we're lastly going down to 25. This is the last one we're going to ask. So $25. Do we have any $25 donors? 25. All right, we're going to end there. But again, it's open all night, so until 9:30. So if you're able and you're thinking afterwards you get off, you didn't have your credit card available, and you want to come back later and do it, that would be fantastic. Thank you all so much for those who dug deep for a great cause. If you find some change under the couch cushion after we sign off, please just sign back on and just donate, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
So we would like to, at this point, recognize our sponsors again. Hartford Healthcare, Yale New Haven Health, St. Francis Hospital, DaVita, Sanofi, Horizon Therapeutics, and Greater Hartford Nephrology. Thank you again, Dan, and everyone who contributed this evening to our gala. Your funds will be used for programs throughout the next year, and we couldn't literally do it without you. So thank you again and again and again. Okay, it has come to the end of the evening. I hope you all enjoyed the evening and the chance to honor our honorees, or to celebrate with our honorees. Please enjoy the gift bags that you received. And if you didn't receive one, let me know, please. But I also want to do a shout out for the person who did the candles for your gift bags. They're wonderful people to work with. They've been donating to the gala for the past 3 years, and this year they did all the candles, a special candle for us, for NKF, for our gala. So the name of the company is Scenic Route Candles. They're in Branford, Connecticut. They're a small company. So if you ever get down to Branford, stop in, tell them that Marcia sent you, and they will be very happy to see you. The silent auction will remain open until 9:30 this evening. So keep bidding. We want to get those silent auction items out to you. Again, the evening has come to an end. Stay well and enjoy the rest of your evening. And I look forward to seeing all of you next year. Good night.